any singular Christian. And to them, the Christian they can find will have to come from southern Nigeria. Shitty man was talking to his fellow northerners, trying to convince them why it's not going to look well if the Senate president is also a Muslim. Let's just get one Christian, just to fill the space. And guess what he told them? He said, remember at first they told, when they played their religious card in the northern Nigeria, they call it jihad. They called an election a jihad. And that's exactly how they treated it. And the way they are even still treating it. So shitty man who kind of saw the, I'm gonna fix this. Don't go anywhere. Right, I have
First staff service chiefs and the police distinguished invited guests, senior officers, this my singular honor and privilege to announce the arrival of His Excellency, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic.
Sorry, we'll come back to that. So shitty man trying to sell the idea of a Christian being the Senate president of Nigeria, talking about Akpabio. You know what he said? Now I'm going to let him say it before I kind of add my own.
For me, under the current dispensation, the worst, the most incompetent Southern Christian is better than the most puritanical Northern Muslim for the presidency of the Senate of the Federal Republic.
Did you hear that? I know it's kind of, he speaks kind of faster and the accent and all that. Let me repeat that again.
For me, under the current dispensation, the worst, the most incompetent Southern Christian is better than the most puritanical Northern Muslim for the presidency of the Senate.
The worst, the most incompetent Southern Christian, is better than a what's the other one? Something Muslim, botanical Muslim. What is botanical Muslim? The real Muslim or something like that, Abi? Again?
For me, under the current dispensation, the worst, the most incompetent Southern Christian is better than the most puritanical Northern Muslim for the presidency of the Senate of the Federal Republic.
The most botanical Muslim from the north. You don't trigger those fanatics now. How dare you? How dare? So now, so you don't use us, Abi. You don't use us. You don't dump us, Abi. Are you mad, Shetima? How dare you come around and say the worst, the most incompetent Southern Christian is better than botanical Muslim from northern Nigeria, whatever that even means. All because, according to this, all because you wanted to satisfy the infidels, Abi. You, Shetima. He was talking about this thief, by the way. Remember him? Akpabiole. That is the worst Southern, that's the worst incompetent Southern Christian that shitty man is talking about. Akpabiole. So thank you, Jari. I don't go read comments. People said that Shitima was talking about Putarika. No, sorry. I'll go read them again because we both sometimes get issue if we all must be. They say Puritanica, Puritanica Muslims. What does that even mean? Does that mean that better Muslim or like original one or something? I mean, I don't understand. Or educated Muslims or something? Puritanica. I'm going to go and read it up. So when you see me start using the word Britannica, you'll be like, you don't go school again? Yes, I'll go check. So that's the guy he's referring to from the southern Nigeria, so that their government will not look like Muslim Islamization and the rest of it. You know what I mean? Even though it is anyway. Well, we can come back to that some other time. So today is the Democracy Day, according to these guys. Let me take you to the venue where it all happened. Then I can take you to another one. Breaking news. Tinubu signed student loan. Hey, that's a good thing. No, it is not. Oh, Mayegun, you want to be a killjoy again, but it's a good thing now. I mean, you know, another Ponzi scheme. You know what is Ponzi scheme? Another scam. Like opening another shop. And I'm not going to discourage you. Go ahead and then play along. But we'll come back to that. Because when they realized that what is actually trending was the fact that Kolu threatened Nigeria Judiciary, they quickly came back and draw out the same bill that was kind of presented to Bokwari. But somehow, having seen the shady hands behind it, the scheme behind it, the fraud behind it, he didn't touch it. So they brought it to Kolu this afternoon. I sign. Oh yeah, breaking news. They have now signed a student loan. Oh my God, why don't you like good thing? Some people told me about Empower. Let me tell you this. The first 3 months of Bokwari, APC, Egbekegbe, the Lagos, or should I say, the Lagos Ibadan, or Bodilon criminal politicians, they put the whole lights together through the office of Pastor Ruga, and they called it Empower. I was screaming. It was a fraud, a pure fraud. They had no money to actually fund it. And if they ever actually allocate any money for it, it's purely for them. They will deceive you. And at the end of the day, it is going to be a BLLB. Some of them called me enemy of progress. Some of you are going to call me enemy of your progress. Your dubious progress. APC, they offer you something. You want the go-through party. You have no idea. It's okay. We'll get back to that. Let's go to where they are doing the left, right for Kolu today as your President Democracy Day. Let's go to that.
First staff service chiefs and the police, distinguished invited guests, senior officers, this my singular honor and privilege to announce the arrival of His Excellency, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu, and Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic.
Federal Republic of Nigeria in this auspicious occasion. What we are witnessing now is the parade commander marching smartly to report the state of parade and invite the special guest of honor for the inspection. Being accompanied by the parade commander, proceeding from the special this morning.
As the marching, they had another one where they were just drumming. You know, that kind of a thing. it just reminded me of when we called the Bokus in Odo Boluden, and it was for the burial of my great grandmother. So, you know, the Bokus that they or sometimes they play the high tone, they play the mid, they play the low tone, and that kind of a thing. Then you just hear like when you are mourning, like ile lo lo, ile lo lo tarara. Anyway, that's what I brought in. I'm sorry if that's kind of you know, feels weird, right? Now here is another one. It's also from the scene. Then all the beat drum here. Now just scream that they scream. Yeah, yeah.
His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Hip, 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 hooray!
Please may we all rise for the national.
I know. I told you it was going to be like a yeah, oh, ordinary EPP. I think it's called the Army Salute, right? Well, that's that. So after all of that, and Tinubu's broadcast Rogbodiyan. So what happened next is they just drag out and say, Baba, come and sign this one. We'll pretend say you don't give them something. Student loan. Student loan. That sounded like something so good. Of course, there are conditions. Sure you get. Like, if they actually mean it. Okay? Let's say, indeed, right? You are setting up a student loan that everybody can have access to. It's not something that you just go into a room and do some video up. Oh yeah, Baba, pretend that you want to sign. So yeah, pretend that you are signing. Oh yeah, hey, student loan. It is just like another Nigeria here, or the Ministry of Humanitarian, what have you, where Pastor Ruga wanted to rescue 100 million Nigerians from poverty by giving them 10,000 naira trader money. It's all scheme, okay? Because you know what would have happened? By now, if you want to set up a student loan, this is me giving you what it should be like. Oh, and I will come back and tell you what they are offering you. The scam. It's a scheme. Ponzi scheme. You know what is Ponzi scheme? Ponzi scheme is when they first come, first serve. So that those ones will be those who will be giving testimony that it is true. Sure you get now. So then others will pretend that they are waiting for their turn, but it is never going to happen. So they are telling people that they are using subsidy money to set up the student loan in Nigeria. So when, for example, when America, who actually practices it more in a way, when they said they wanted to give a, student loan cancellation, kind of like, okay, this one is not like, in America, you can easily access that loan, student loan. All over the world, there are countries that offer you that, okay? Because the moment you start working, okay, you can start paying a percentage of your salary. In fact, you must be earning a certain amount of money before they will start taking that money from your earnings. That's until things get bad, okay? So there will be provision of how much is going to be the seed money. What are the numbers being targeted? Who are those who are going to really benefit from it? In Nigeria, you have the federal universities and you have the state colleges and universities as well. Yeah, you have federal colleges as well. Now, there were no clear-cut explanation in this, but for those who have seen the copy of what they put together, now let me explain it to you. Wakolu and his gang are presenting to you as a student loan. First, let's see where they are signing the jargons that is going to blow up very soon, right? Take a look where they are signing the bogus student loan bill into law. Did you see the optic there, right? Did you see the table? And you see all the piece of paper they put together. That is the law, okay? And then anything else on the table? Absolutely nothing. Now, this is what they are plotting. Open what they pretend to be a student loan arrangement, yeah? And according to them, you can apply through your school, okay? There are some qualifications they say you have to, there are some documentations you have to do. People who have to be your surety or guarantors that you are going to take this or so amount, all right? And once you get the approval from your school, they must show that you have never cheated in a school exam before. For example, like you've been arrested, you've been caught cheating in an exam, you won't be qualified. If you have been to jail, you won't be qualified. If your family is earning over 500,000 naira as income in your household, you will not be qualified. And if you can't get maybe the current judge, the past judge, a civil servant who is of level 12, a royal father, a cleric of reputable church who are going to sign as your guarantors, the list, sha. So when you are done, then you take it back to your school where you actually pick the interest form from, okay? So your school must then certify that you are from them before you can then have access to where they can begin the processing of that money for you. Now, if you get that money for your tuition, if you ever get it, for those of you who get it, if you ever get it, now what happened after is, after 2 years, when you go for your youth service, okay, you will begin to pay 10% of your salary. A lot of people are already asking questions that in a country with the unemployment that is over 70% as we speak, right? Shouldn't that be the first thing that they should be paying attention to, other than this, this scam? But here is the point. Number one, in that law, they said they should set up a bank. And that bank is going to be called, they haven't set all of that up yet, so there's nothing on it. But the law first, anyway, yeah, okay. Which means before you begin to have access to any money at all, if there will be any at all, that may take you next for probably another 1 year or two. But wait, they have to set up a bank. So this bank is where, as a student, you can then walk into. After completing everything and all that, you will open a bank account, student account, where they will put the money into, okay? And then you, in return, will then have to pay your school fees. It's a loan. It's not just for school fees. It could be for your house rent, for feeding, for everything, for research. So it's not that you're going to go there and borrow. No, you can borrow up to 500,000 naira, according to what they said, though. So what that simply means is this. At first, that is like opening a shop, like Bokwari opened a shop for Shadia. And then afterward, it's just going to be, the bazaar thing where, like Nigeria, as always, too many people are asking. In fact, we don't even know if this thing, as they call it, law, actually covers everywhere in Nigeria, which means whether you are from the state level or whether you are from a state college of education, as long as you are a student, in any higher institution, college and all that, you can access up to 500,000 naira student loan. So the now big question is, how much is enough for the face, or should I say, what are the phases of how to actually like say, oh, well, when it begins to kind of like, when you begin to access it like they did there with N-Power. Let me tell you something about N-Power. When they started with their N-Power lies, right? They said they were going to create 3 million jobs. So N-Power was going to help them create first 1 million jobs. But when the scam was, when it was time for them to execute the scam, this same Tinubu guys, they were the one who put that scam of N-Power together, Pastor Ruga and co. Now, when it was time for them to actually execute that, they turned it into batches by batches. They did the first one, they said 200,000 people. From 3 million to 1 million to 200,000. They did the second one, they said there are 150,000 people. At the end of the whole 8 years, even those who got called up for their N-Power, they ended up having to protest to be paid their peanut. I know these guys, it's just going to be a matter of time. But officially, they are opening a bank. Yeah, they are opening a bank. I don't want to kind of put it in your kind of in your head of how a lot of you are never going to benefit or qualify simply because of where you come from in Nigeria. But maybe I should jump the gun yet. I have seen this before. I have seen this scam before. And I can tell you this free of charge. There was never any plan around it. Now, somebody brought something up from the military gazette, where the military also had something they called Education Loan Board. So it's business for the boys. Now, what will happen is that they will appoint somebody who is going to be the chairman of Education Bank in Nigeria. They are going to appoint those they are going to call Education Loan Board of Nigeria. If the board doesn't approve you, you don't get anything. Then the whole, am I saying too much? Nah, okay. I'll leave you with the rest and every other vivid imagination you might have. Because I'm sounding like, why are you so negative? Weary. Those wearies who call me negative under Bokwari, a lot of them have regrouped under Tinubu using the same line, the same, sentence. Why are you negative? Why can't you just pray and let us pray? Like this Akwa Ibom governor. Pray for Kolu.
We pray for the unity of Nigeria. That, Lord, you will continue to uphold the president. You give him grace to direct our country. In the name of Jesus, let all of us cooperate and work with him in unity for the benefit of our people. In the name of Jesus, this life we...
Anyway, you know why I'm laughing, right? Somebody, all this, social media bandit and Facebook adsmen, or this sufferhead, original sufferhead. One of them just dropped a comment and he said, see this thief Mayegun is looking for a post on that Tinubu. How many of you can Tinubu even kind of give a post you they call them job, give you job? The freeloaders, the scavengers, the pickpockets that you are. You sit down there for almost an hour. Ashiri, you look at me and you look at Mayegun looking for a post. Which post would I look for under Kolu? That's why I'm laughing, honestly. Like, we know that, they said 70% of Nigerians, they have mental health problem, a serious one. We look what you know. Unfortunately, now APC made your mental problem worsen. We look what you know. But we will do our best to continue. I will do my best. I'll continue to do my best, to see if the right words, if you keep hearing the right words and you keep seeing the right signs, just maybe you can be saved. And if you can't be saved, you could buy any because university. 2023. God damn it. Anyway, let's go to others who also reacted to June 12th, Democracy Day. Somebody like Yele, sure. I want to put it in the mix. Let's listen.
Here, I was reading a headline. Obasanjo is saying that Igbophobia in Nigeria. They have never seen Nigeria. This is a guy who went to the east and shot people dead because they wanted Biafra. Obasanjo killed. He was one of the officers that obtained the surrender of Biafrans. They were asking for a nation. Obasanjo and others, Danjuma, Buhari, Babangida, they went to the east and killed people, Murtala, and killed people up to 3.5 million people. They did not even apologize for it. And some, maybe 60 years later, you are saying that you suddenly found out that people hate Igbos. When you, in Nigeria's uniform, went and killed children, women, men, boys, who are of Igbo extraction.
But the way you describe it is a bit more grievous and
what is grievous? What is more grievous than war?
No, it might not be exactly the way you're pointing it.
Yes.
There are war scenarios, civil war scenarios that happened. There was a strife.
No, what I'm saying is that this is part of history.
When you isolate individuals,
do you know why I brought the Obasanjo thing out? Because I was reading that I was really livid that he suddenly found out that there's Igbophobia. When the Nigerian army carried out a pogrom, carried out massacre of Igbos, and because he wants to play on the intelligence and emotions of Igbos, he will be clapping for him. Oh, Obasanjo is now our human rights defender. Oh, see, he's fighting for Igbo. I have never seen anybody amongst Nigerians that probably killed more Igbos than Obasanjo. They kill people at the Civil War.
You don't have evidence to that.
What are you talking about? That you don't have evidence of soldiers killing people in Biafra?
But when you name someone as
Obasanjo was the third commando now. Yeah. He took over from Benjamin Adekunle. Go and read history. He wrote it even in his own books.
But
are you saying that they didn't kill people? No, they didn't kill Igbos during the Civil War?
I'm not rewriting history, but I'm saying pointing one individual and mentioning his name.
No, but it's not about mentioning. He has a title. He was a military man. He was in the military. They killed people. What do I need to tell you again? I'm just saying that Nigeria did not start falling apart because of this election. It has fallen apart. It has failed up to this.
Is there hope at all?
Well, if you want to restore hope, we have to fight for it.
That's a big question, isn't it? Is there any hope, Sha? Well, if you want hope, I don't know. Nobody knows there is any except those who wanted to dupe you. They will look straight into your eyes and say, yes, there is hope in Nigeria. Nalayo, they won't dupe you. And they will do it again and again and again if you continue to believe them. Trust me. Sure, I begin the movie.
Fantastic. Where I disagree is that there's no political or electoral process that is so wonky and so compromised that can produce a result. That's why I don't recognize the election. It's not an election.
You don't recognize.
I don't recognize the outcome of the election. I don't recognize the process because I complained about the process. I went to the National Assembly to talk about BIVA, to talk about INEC, to talk about INEC. I was the first person of our party, the AAC, in 2021 to organize. We organized 2 protests in front of INEC, where we said occupy INEC, because we said this chairman of INEC does not have penicillin. And what was the basis? At that time, Sahara reporters found out in a story that the INEC chairman spent 3 billion naira to buy the renewal of his tenure. Everybody was there. Sahara reporters has come again, and we went and did a protest. Now, who came and confirmed that a minister of the Buhari regime, Rotimi Amechi, is now saying, I know the person who nominated the guy, but he never mentioned name. What is that?
I'm not the president. What advice? I've spoken to everybody concerned on this issue before the election. Spoken completely. There are those of us who oppose the reappointment of Mahmoud. The person who nominated him for appointment is a member of Tinubu's camp. So what are you expecting? Success? Here in Rivers State, Mahmoud worked on that Wike as executive secretary of Third Fund. So what you're having in Rivers is that APC, SDP, and others are contesting the election not against PDP, against INEC, against police.
So are you saying that the situation is hopeless now?
Completely hopeless. Are you hopeful? Be honest, as a pressman, are you hopeful?
Are you hopeful? Completely hopeless, and it is just starting. Let me tell you something, brethren. There is nothing you are going to see now, or you are witnessing, or you are seeing right now, or you are still going to see that is new. Okay? And the victims are also not new. Sure, you understand now? A lot of them are going to call you wailing wailer, crying, I'm drinking your tears, I'm doing this and that. They are not drinking your tears, so these ones are swimming in their own tears when they are by themselves. A lot of you may not know this. You see, I can freely talk about all the absurdities going on. A lot of you can express same feelings as well, simply because you know about them, you expect them. A lot of us have prepared ourselves for them, and we could handle them. So when we see them, we call out the bullshit enough that, not because it is 100% affecting us, you know what I mean? So when you see this suffering and smiling sufferheads, the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the humbled slaves, sophisticated morons, the all-righters, the crumb chasers, crumb eaters, ass lickers. Yes. When they jump there and tell you, Omake Kuni, continue to cry. Tinubu go spend his 8 years. Now you go cry, cry, cry. Listen, don't think that is all about you. What majority of them are doing is called transfer of frustration. They will tell you you are frustrated even though they are worse. It's called transfer of frustration. There is nobody, there are nobody that is more disappointed in their criminal politicians than their supporters. But shame and mental health problem are two things that are very much, present in the lives of the Nigerians, the suffering and smiling sufferhead for 8 years. Ladies and gentlemen, they were watching Bokuwari tear Nigeria apart, destroy and impoverish Nigeria. These guys turned to beggars on social media. Urgent 2K here and there. As the economy continued to crumble and crash, and their lives continue to get torn apart, a lot of them started picking up a fake account on social media to beg for money, beg for job, beg for this. And it got to a stage that they became so shameless about it that if you dare ask them that, you be a APC supporter, you dey beg for money, is this how worse your life has become? You will see them shamelessly tell you, what is wrong in me begging? Just say you don't have it. If you don't have it, just say you don't have it. God, I gave you this, this, and that. Well, what is wrong if I support Buhari? Of course, I'm APC. Of course, I know that Nigeria will be good one day. I know that this. So if you know what I mean, they begin to tell you, right, that well, if you don't want to help me, don't help me. But guess what? In their private, whenever they have opportunity, if you ever stumble on their WhatsApp conversation, if you ever stumble on where those they call their influencers suffering and smiling, hungry looking twats on social media, when you see some of them who once in a while just bust out, for example, when Bokwari dealt with them, especially those ones who are Yorubas among them, now them suffer past. They were not supposed to be that hungry. But the feudalism of northern Nigeria sustained for for decades or centuries, by the way, has now crawled and they found its way down to Yoruba land. Under APC, 8 years, begging became something like a virtue. Like, Yorubas don't beg. I am a Yoruba man. I grew up as a Yoruba boy. I grew up in Nigeria. Of course, poverty, they try, they hustle, they do everything. We didn't have everything. But when your situation gets to begging, they can call the entire family on you. You would have to run away from home to go and beg. Today, in 8 years of APC, a lot of people who used to be able to actually have shame, they threw shame away when hunger won't kill them. And they were wearing the garment of shame. And that was when we coined the word, you cannot shame the shameless. They are living in an economy, in a country destroyed by APC. You talking about it, they say you are crying. Now your tears with a drink. Hungry people will not get food. They tell you on social media that they are drinking your tears. But let somebody, one of them say, okay, let me give you an example. When this Lagos Wahala started, 2023, Obedient versus Lagos Abobakus. I play some of the video, I play some of the audio, I play them for you here on Mayegun's Diary Political. Have you forgotten? Hungry twats, humbled slaves, on social media, under Bokwari, ìyà ti jẹ ayé wọn bàjẹ́. Ìṣẹ́ ti bà ayé wọn jẹ́. But guess what? They were having hope that one day, they go see the reward of all their sufferings. So, when the Lagos election was about to happen, they started threatening themselves that their leaders, they never took care of them. They never take care of them. They didn't give them money. They did not. Now election is coming. They are now that the Obedient about to kick them out. You remember all those times now? Hungry people who pretended to be all right. So which means for 8 years, they waited for Kolu. So if you see some of them suddenly looking so happy, nobody say they don't know. They are still open. Maybe anyhow, they will put their name for any empowerment. They go put their name for any kind of anything. Even if in a student loan, put our name there. It's our government, will give us something. The moment that expectation is not met, they will turn around and change their names on social media. And they will begin to sound like, they were not the ones who told you that you are wailing wailer. You are a crying crier. They were drinking your tears. Nigeria is going down the drain. They were drinking tears. They are not drinking your tears. These are frustrated people. That their own frustration is more than yours about Nigeria. Some of you, your anger, your frustration is the fact that they have made Nigeria ungovernable, non-progressive, and they will never want it to break as well. That's your own frustration. Their own frustration be say, when they were jumping up and down for change, jumping up and down for next devil, and now they have jumped up and down for the new dope. They were expecting some goodies to come their way, like jobs. They are like you. They have no job. Some of them have no real education. They don't have real education. They are paupers that politicians told once they gain power, they will have access to free money, free this, and including jobs. They have no idea that their politicians don't know how to create any jobs. Sure you get. So they were waiting. And in their way, they have to defend it anyway, even if they are suffering. Because who knows? They may call them tomorrow. They don't find them job. May them go give them tickets under Mararaba Bridge in Abuja. They will do Thanksgiving and say, AK Osha, what's happen? Why you the pack bag? Baba, God don't bless. My prayer, God don't answer my prayer. 8 years we are don't graduate from last Tech. You know, say I don't suffer, Baba. What's it gonna happen? You know, if they go abroad, no. People don't abuse me. People don't call me names because of APC. They don't find me job. APC, I told you, I say APC go give me job. Congratulations, brother. What is the job? Now Abuja, they go Abuja. Which job you want to go they do for Abuja? Baba, 150,000 naira a month. Which job? I go to give Okada people tickets. You graduate of last vote. Oh, Baba, leave graduate of last vote. They go Abuja. Now APC slots. That's what majority of you are going to end up with anyway. So and you know that won't even kind of circulate anyway, right? But what could have actually changed your life are the policies that could affect millions of lives, but it's not going to affect them positively, but negatively. I know these guys. You know these guys. 8 years, some of you wearies, you were hoping that Bokwari will shock us. I want to see Bokwari may shock these people. So I can brag and say, you see, Mayegun, there is no more terrorists in Nigeria. 1,500 terrorists have been convicted of terror, life imprisonment. Mayegun, you see the change we voted for. Mayegun, you see, 24 hours electricity. They have not taken power in Nigeria for the past 3 years. That is the change we voted for. Mayegun, look at your life. You can't say that to me because that's what you are hoping to say to me someday. Sure, you know, the criminals who are promising you them won't give them to you. You know they won't give them to you. So you continue to pray that one day, may you go tell this Mayegun, say, see, no more corruption. Look at all the corrupt people in jail. Of course. Look at all the drug dealers in jail. Oh, look at all of the kidnappers in jail. Look at all the former governors who stole money in jail. Vivid imagination. Vivid imagination. You know, you can always have that vivid imagination. 8 years and you weary. 8 years. Those you called wailing wailer. You are back again with your renewed scam. And you are surprised when we are seeing the same. Now you want to come back with your vivid imagination again. Student loan. Yes. President Tinubu said he will give us student loan. 8 years. They dipped millions of you in poverty that you know about. So yeah, I know. You one day want to come and tell Mayegun that, look at this is now working. Look at that is now working. Look at everybody now coming back. Look at the jobs they are creating. Look at the poverty crashing. I know you want to say that to me someday. And I actually hope you will be able to say that to me someday, but not when you have criminals in charge. There is nothing good that comes out of criminals, especially career criminals. They don't change overnight. How could you even after you beat your chest until you no get chest again for 8 years under APC, Bokwari, you turn around and you mad. Okay, I'll remind you later anyway, because you can call me any name too. I am not the one who is going to kind of not let them do what they have to do. Listen to this. When Bokwari and gang started, and I was telling everybody, Eje Palasaya, Eje Shigidiya, Shige Bansa. You this Mayegun enemy of progress. You this Mayegun, Ojuema Boni. You will see what will happen. 8 years after that, you are here telling me the same thing. And I'm here telling you the same warning. So it's just going to be a matter of time. Now, talking about legality, anything that is called, forget about legality. A lot of you don't even know that. Legality. Tifnumbu. Let me do a stopover. This one talks say they want challenge Tinubu because it's Sake Mefiole. They're supposed to arrest all of them too. Kolu, pick them up. Nigeria has become a lawless country. Some of you have no idea yet, Abi. Your democracy is dead. But just give it time. You go soon know better. Trust me. I dey pray for long life for a lot of the Lagos Abobaku. So, Mokuna live long. Mokuna no die like the 63,000 people or 100,000 people who died under APC in 8 years. Ni gbàdúrà. Ìpìlẹ̀ máa gbà. By